Hello, everyone. Today we are joined with someone who has been instrumental in shaping our artist journey. Artist management से लेकर wedding planning, event management, and much more. Traveling with artists around the world to make sure that things are done right, that things are being in motion, and very well done. I'm super happy to introduce Miss Hiral Thakkar with me,
Thank you.
also
Thank
the
you so
founder
much.
of Kalakaar Assemble. Hi, Hiral. How
Right.
are you?
I am good. How are you?
Good too, and really excited to be here with you,
Same
dwelling
here.
into a conversation with an amazing person who have been dealing with amazing people around the world. Of course, one of my favorites. So
Who?
that you'll know, that you'll get to know. But when we were reading about you, when we were going through your socials and knowing more about you, काफी एक interesting element था knowing your journey,
Right.
how you started from events to artist management to starting your own company. So
Right.
take me through the entire journey of yours, how it was from, let's say, your childhood,
Right.
introvert, extrovert personality, from your college life to actually getting into the career.
So, back in college, I used to be a member of this committee,
Hmm.
event committee, where I started my journey informally.
Okay.
Bachelor's, master's, even in school, I used to organize events, cultural events, technical events, sports events, and stuff like that. So back of the mind, there was this drive of doing an event management, but at the same time, I really wanted to get into media.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to get into crime media. And
Interesting.
I really
Crime
did,
media.
like, I was very excited for that journey. I
Hmm.
did my internship, summer internship from my FM 94.3 my FM, and like I worked in all the departments of radio. But वो होता है ना कि डेस्टिनी में जो लिखा होता है वही होता है. So I was in
Very
my
true.
third semester, and then I guess I got an offer for internship from one of the companies in Ahmedabad for a concert, and it
Interesting.
was Arijit's concert. So I did that, and the people were so happy with my work. So they offered me a job in the third semester
The
itself.
same company.
Yeah, in the same company. So I'm like, okay, I want to earn money. I want to, be creative. I want to talk to people. So let's start. It's like, let's do it, and we'll see how it goes. So I started my journey from there, and then down the line, 6 years. I was there for 6 years.
That's interesting.
So I started my journey from there. And then I thought, okay, I'm not maybe made for job. I was never made for job. 9 to 5 is not my thing. So I'm like, okay, let's start something new, and let's create my own brand. So I came up with Kalakaar Assemble, which is artist management agency. I manage singers and actors, and after a year or so, I started with wedding events as well. So the name of the company is Event Kalakaar. So both the babies are mine now.
Nice. The 6 year journey of yours, जब आपने कहा कि 6 years in the same company as an
Right.
event manager,
Right.
what was that experience like? Because
The experience was amazing because I had to, I got an opportunity to deal with all the big artists of the Bollywood, right? Rahman sir, Arijit, Amit Trivedi, who's and who. Even we did a talk show of Sanjay Dutt where Sanju movie got released.
that's
So we
interesting.
did a talk show of Sanjay Dutt, and Sanjay Dutt's journey is itself so inspiring, right? So we did different sorts of events. So yeah, it was an amazing journey. But then you'll have to, वो बनी ने बोला है ना, कहीं पहुंचने के लिए कहीं से निकलना बहुत जरूरी है.
Very true.
So that was my comma to the journey, I guess.
That's interesting. फिर कॉलेज कैसे, मतलब आप कॉलेज के साथ साथ में जॉब कर रहे थे या फिर आपने ड्रॉप
So
लेकर?
last year I was doing parallelly the
अच्छा.
college sessions and job both. But yeah, it was pretty nice because even the college people want their students to get placed somewhere, right? So they are very supportive in that case.
But experience
And
कैसा था
now
college के
even I
साथ
got an offer for a visiting faculty there.
साथ? Oh, interesting.
So
The same
I'm
college?
like, okay, yeah, GLS
Oh, lovely.
events, yeah. So I'm
That's
like,
interesting.
yeah, let's see how it goes.
And how was like dealing with both the things together? कि कॉलेज में कैसे लोग ट्रीट करते थे कि यार you just did अरिजीत सिंह का concert, कैसा experience? Like
be
you were
very-
bragging that or what?
Yeah,
How was it?
but very honestly, I did not go back to college. I went to college just for exams, and that's it.
Okay.
So that I did not face much. But then after that I got an offer from LJ University for visiting faculty. And the people were like, we're really excited to have you, as you कॉलेज में जाते हैं ना तो वो थियोरिटिकल बुकिश नॉलेज ज़्यादा होता है, स्पेशली इवेंट मैनेजमेंट में क्या होता है कि यू डोंट नीड अ थियोरी, देयर इज नो बुक ऑफ इवेंट मैनेजमेंट विच विल डिफाइन event journey in particular students life. So I'm like, they're like, we're very excited to have you. So I joined LJ as a visiting faculty, and I shared my insights. I had practical sessions, and the people were really nice. Then it became online because of the COVID. So I left it. I'm like, no, online I cannot do. My sessions were mostly interactive sessions.
Okay.
And online doesn't give me that much. It's not fun, right? So I stopped there.
Do you miss that still?
Yeah, I do miss. Because, interacting with new minds, younger blood, it's really exciting for me. I really like that.
Coming to a little about, your friendships. I got a chance to see your Instagram, and when I was scrolling, I saw that, you're pretty good with your friends, your girlfriends especially.
Are you guys listening?
Hello to all the friends of Hiral. I'm sitting with her, so thankful. But yeah, tell me a little about your friendships.
So I value feelings, I value emotions. More than that, I value relationships.
Okay.
ये सब मेरे upbringing में आया है, that money is okay, fine, it's needed in order to run the life. But then more than that, relationships are very important. Both my mom and dad both were like literally taught me that every time wherever you go, you'll have to think about relations more than money.
Right.
So I've done events for relations without money in life. Coming back to the point, friendship, yeah, I am still in touch with my school friends, my childhood friends. Like my college friends are my best friends now. We recently did a trip to Goa like 5 days ago.
Oh,
so
interesting.
We don't believe in Valentine's, we believe in Galentine's. So we literally,
Nice.
a group of girls went to Goa and enjoyed Valentine's over there. So yeah, even all my artists are my close friends, everyone.
I'm gonna come to the Goa stories in a while.
Don't,
maybe some interesting stories. But when you say friendships here, you have been taking friendships along. Have they been, the one of the motivating factors to go ahead?
100%. I'll give you an example of one of the friendships which I nurture in my life is with Arohi, the actress of Gujarati cinema. Apparently, I'm her manager as well. But then the sort of bond I have with her is another level. We both know each other's, whereabouts. We both know everything about each other's families, personal lives, everything. At 2 a.m. we will chat until 6 a.m. like random things. So yeah, I think she keeps motivating me for the sort of work I do, and it's a vice versa, right? I also motivate her in terms of what sort of films you should choose, what sort of roles you should go for, right? So yeah, I think that matters a lot in my life.
That's interesting. And we also saw that, friendships have been very close to you, be it your girlfriends, be it, friends, be it in the people you work with in the industry. So how do you manage both the things? When you say that Arohi, you also did manage your wedding as well.
Yeah.
Again, a topic we will
Right.
touch upon. But when you say that, you're also her manager as well as she's a good friend of yours, how do you actually deal? I'll not say deal, but how do you keep both the things parallelly?
So in business, what happens is emotions you'll have to put aside when you're dealing with an artist.
Right.
Because artists खुद ही इतने चंचल होते हैं, वो खुद ही इतने इमोशनल होते हैं, सेंसिटिव होते हैं, right? So you'll have to think of from a mindset of a business person or of a business manager rather than just thinking as a friend, right? So whenever we sit or we meet for business or for work, we both of us put aside our friendship, put aside of our emotions. there are different minds, different thought process are involved, right? So उसने जो कहा वो maybe I will deny on that fact. मैं कुछ मेरी thought process होगी, she'll deny on that. So we will mutually have to come to a point, middle point, where both the vision, both the goals of both the minds are met.
Right.
So you'll have to put friendship where you're meeting for work, and then if you're meeting for just for fun, then you'll have to put work aside.
Right.
So yeah, that switch should be there.
So it's logical reasoning and a combination of both.
Correct. And you grow, right? I mean, I don't have the same thought process as I had when I started my journey at the age of 22, 23, right? I have grown up, and all my artists, I guess. So it's a learning, it's a practice rather than just you apply this or that.
Okay. I mean, when you say that you have grown upon, उस टाइम पे कैसा जर्नी था? I mean, when you say that 22, 23, when you started this journey,
lot of fire, ये दुनिया चेंज कर दूंगी, ये कर दूंगी, वो कर दूंगी. Now I have become content. I was not that time. I have become content and composed as a person. Also, it's okay to take breaks. Right? That I've learned. At that point of time, I was that crazy that I did not attend my real brother's engagement because I had a show on the same day. Even though the artist said that you go, I'll handle everything, but then it's your work. You just cannot leave it to anybody else. So now I've become content. Okay, I'll keep separate. Personal life separate, professional life separate. So yeah, I think age matters, the experience matters, the sort of years you've come across, that matters a lot.
And how difficult was it, I mean, by the age of, the early time of your career, when you were dealing with artists and you were new in the industry? Was it difficult to manage?
No, because I'm a people's person. I love to meet people. I love to, learn about them, the sort of goals they have, the sort of vision they have. I love to listen, yeah. I love it like anything. So, तब ना ऐसा था कि एक फायर था कि चलो उसको कुछ करना है, मेरे को भी कुछ करना है, साथ में आगे बढ़ते हैं, right? Now I have become a person that okay, she wants to do this. चलो पहले उस पे काम करते हैं, फिर देखते हैं कि क्या होता है, and then we go along. So yeah.
But ऐसे कभी हुआ कि आपका विजन ही मैच नहीं किया कि
then I don't work with that artist. If my vision is not getting matched with the other person, the artist or a client, I don't work.
So it's no longer about money in that case. It's about vision. You're at that stage.
Yes.
And how do you?
Money has always come secondary to me. It's not that I belong to a rich family. I belong to a very middle class family. But then money, what I believe is that you follow your passion. God has planned everything for you.
Definitely.
Yeah. You do your hard work, you will get the results.
Right.
Yeah.
And when you say, you've talked about Arohi's and your friendship and how you've been texting, each other at midnights. And if Arohi is seeing this, hi.
Of course, she'll watch this podcast for me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, people sometimes believe कि इस industry के अंदर कोई दोस्त हो ही नहीं सकते. It's a common notion that people might have sometimes. Help me break this notion entirely.
Definitely wrong.
Help me break it.
So, especially people say that actresses cannot be friends, right? You watch social media of every actor, actress. They'll post pictures about that girl co-stars and they'll... So in our industry, touchwood, it's really nice that actresses support actresses.
Right.
We have this women empowerment sort of a thing in our industry that nobody will pull you down in order to, if you want to reach somewhere, nobody will pull you down. Everybody will work equally and everybody will support everybody. So it's a nice thing about Gujarati industry. Bollywood has not such sort of practice, to be very honest. But then we sort of are a family in Gujarati film industry and music industry. Because maybe it's a small industry, or maybe reason could be anything. But then, and પેલું હોય છે ને ગુજરાતી, આપણે ગુજરાતી લોકો એકબીજાને આગળ લઈને ચાલનારા લોકો છીએ. So maybe that process or whatever, but then yeah, this is false.
I guess that is one of the reasons कि गुजराती इंडस्ट्री इतनी आगे भी बढ़ रही है धीरे धीरे.
True,
Step by
true.
step, step by
Even
step.
actresses are there that if they are they're being approached for a particular script and that the dates are not available, she'll approach somebody else for the same role. There are people. We do this. Yeah.
That's how growing together, I guess.
100%. As of now, we are at a stage that everybody thinks that rather than the personal growth, let's grow Gujarati industry, as an industry, as a community,
Industry growth
as a community. So we all are there for there as of now, rather than just thinking about a personal growth of a particular person.
Right. When you have been managing artist, एक काफी interesting question मुझे किसी ने पूछा था to ask you specifically.
Who?
That I'll not name the person, but one of the friends I told कि I'm gonna interview an artist manager. She has been managing these artists, and they were like कि just ask them कि ऐसा कोई bad deal crack किया हो कि artist ने खुद के लिए bad deal लेकर आया, and you have to do it sometimes, that someone is bringing a bad deal to you and you have to do it just to make them happy. ऐसा कभी कोई incidents हुआ हो?
I did, and now that artist is regretting.
Oh.
Yeah.
And how did you felt while doing that?
I told her the reality that this show is not going to work in terms of the audience, in terms of the sort of money you're expecting. It's not going to work for you for sure.
Right.
She anyway went and did it. And until now, she's been telling me that, I should have listened to you. Because artist doesn't know the market. The manager does. Right? So what's right for the artist, what's wrong for the artist, the manager has to just show him or her the reality of the market. Because they are just sitting at home and probably working on their music. They don't know what's the reality, what's the ground reality, right? So it is very important. This sentence is for all the upcoming artist managers, guys. This is very important to show the reality to your artists. You just don't give them greenery things only. You should tell them that this is a white thing, this is a black thing. Now you choose what you want to do. Right? That is very important, I guess.
Okay. I want to listen a story from you, maybe, if you feel comfortable. Tell me the craziest demand which an artist would have made to you. कि यार ये करना है. And you're like कि कैसे करना है मुझे नहीं पता. But then you both are like let's do this particular thing. Any craziest thing which an artist would have demanded from you as an artist manager?
I cannot think of anything as of now. Crazy
Something
demands.
out of the box.
So, when we travel, we become friends. Right? Artist becomes friends of a manager because you spend a lot of time together.
Right.
So what happens is at 2 a.m. in other country, out of India. India में कुछ भी कहीं भी मिल जाता है, right? I mean, you just have to order from Blinkit or Swiggy or whatever.
Right.
But then outside India, it's not possible, right? So at 2-3 a.m., the artist has asked for, I want a particular coffee. That's not possible, right? So yeah, that sort of experiences I've had. But then other than that, touch wood, my journey has been really, really good.
As an artist manager, does it becomes a responsibility or is it like another cranky request कि यार कोई बात नहीं सो जाओ मत सुनो इतना?
नहीं यार सुनना तो पड़ता है
क्योंकि
नहीं
वहाँ पर
सुनोगे
रिश्ता
तो
बना के
कैसे
रखना है.
चलेगा सुनना तो पड़ता है but then you'll have to give them the reasoning as well कि okay for these reasons this thing cannot be done but then yeah let me try.
Nice. And as an artist manager, it's very interesting to manage someone's calendar कि यार ये power मेरे हाथ में है. How does it feel when you brag to your friends about it?
If you feel that ये power मेरे हाथ में, you're never gonna reach where you want to because it's so more than power हाथ में, more than that, I feel that it should be a mutual goal. That's the word, exact word I would define. When I meet an artist for the first time, in order to start the new association, I ask them that meet me for 10 times. Meet me over a cup of coffee. 8 meetings would be maybe work related stuff. But 2 meetings I want to have just for fun. Just I want to know you as a person. Right? So I would meet 10-20 times before starting my association. Okay. So that in order to understand what sort of a personality that person is, what sort of a vision he has or she has, why she or he wants to associate with me. There are, n number of artist managers out there in the market. Why he or she is approaching me? What's there? What's the one thing that has impressed him or her about me? So we discuss mutual goals. I ask a lot of questions to the artist, what sort of goal they have, what sort of vision they have in order to reach where they want to. And if it aligns to my vision and my goals, then and then only I start the association. Otherwise, I'm very happy not managing an artist whose vision is not being matched to my vision.
And you feel like, every artist that you manage right now, mutual consensus of work,
100%.
values, friendships, everything is over there.
100%. 100%. Other than that, it's not possible only. It's like a in a simpler language, I would say it's like a work husband-wife relationship.
Interesting.
Right? Husband-wife की relationship कैसे चलती है? Mutual understanding से. You'll have to do adjustments. You'll have to understand. You'll have to care. You'll have to have a goal of life
And
together.
that
right?
goes hand by hand.
Right, correct. And that applies to work life as well in terms of artist and manager. So that's sort of a work relationship you share with your manager, I guess.
And now that you've dwelled more into your career, as you said कि खुद का कुछ करना था, so you started your own event management company, your own artist management company. How has that been dwelling your career as of now? I mean, coming from an event management company as an employee to starting your own company to creating another venture,
Right.
how that as a difference has been coming to you?
It's really nice. As in, I used to work somewhere where I did not report to anyone. To be very, I'm not that sort of a person only. It's a job to me. कि यार report क्या करना है, मतलब आप पैसे गिनो, मैं काम कर रही हूँ तो. I'm that sort of a mind. I come from that sort of a mindset कि I cannot have a boss on me. मैं वो कर ही नहीं सकती. So the former boss of mine as well has the same mentality. कि ठीक है, तू अपना काम कर, तू देख, तू मेरी कंपनी संभाल, मैं पैसे गिनता रहूँगा. He also come from that sort of a mind. And then that's the reason I guess I lasted for 6 years with the same company. That could be the one reason that we both had same mentality for work. And then I felt that यार मेरे को तो ये लाइफ में करना ही नहीं था. जॉब मेरे को कभी नहीं करनी थी.
Okay.
I wanted to have my own venture from the beginning. But then I felt like, okay, मज़ा आ रहा है, काम कर रहे हैं. Let's do it more. Let's do it for 1 more year. And then that lasted for 6 years. And then one of the leading artists of Gujarati industry only that time, I was managing him, and he literally called me, come here, I want to speak to you. I'm like, okay, what happened? Is everything okay? Well, no, you come at my place right now. I want to have a coffee with you. And the tone was not nice. I'm like, what happened, bro?
As an artist manager, like,
I'm like, what happened? Why is he talking to me like this? He has never talked to me like this. I went there and I sat with him, and he's like, here's your coffee, here's my coffee. I'm like, yeah, what happened? Is everything okay? He's like, I'm not liking what you're doing right now. I'm like, what happened? Okay. He's like, you've got an immense, incredible talent and you're wasting it by not working for yourself. You go and work for yourself. I am there to back you up. I'm like, भाई पैसा तो कैसे आएगा 1 साल? तो वो एक मेंटालिटी होती है ना, बिजनेस शुरू करेंगे तो 1 साल तो पैसा कैसे आएगा?
Right.
I'm like, मैं मेरा घर कैसे चलाऊंगी in that case? तो बोले, you do it. I am very sure within 2 months you'll have multiple projects in your hands. I'm like, are you sure? तो बोले, you'll have to trust yourself, and I trust yourself. So, and those 2 hours of my life, that changed everything in me.
That's interesting.
He's like, you go and work, I am there to back you up. And then there is no way back. I started my company the next day. Like within 24 hours. So yeah, it's been a blessing, I guess.
I guess such kind of conversations.
Yeah, it's really important
more than
because your mother
motivating.
and father will not come to you and say that what are you doing, because
नौकरी छोड़ के धंधा करो.
exactly. I mean, even your friends from
हाँ.
not from this industry will
Right.
not, because they don't know you what you're doing regularly, what sort of vision you have, right?
Right.
This can come from someone who is watching you over 24/7 in terms
Right.
of work. So yeah.
So it's more of a motivation to
Do you
a
want me to
reality check.
give me his name?
It's up to you. It's up to you. It's up to you. But I guess it's more of motivations as a reality check.
Yeah.
You need
True.
to come out.
Very, very true. And I really thank Malhar for that. He was the guy who literally, drived me that you go, you have sky to touch.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm super sure that this evening you're gonna go back to Malhar and say thanks again.
Yeah, I keep saying him whenever he meets me.
That's lovely. We'll say Malhar thank you. So you have been in the segment of artist management.
Right.
Then dwelled into a event management company, and now into a company which is creating events and wedding planning specifically. Recently, you did the wedding of your best friend, like you said, Arohi's wedding.
Yes.
Instagram was flooded with that. Like when I was started scrolling your Instagram, pretty pictures, pretty moments. How was it creating, I'll not say a wedding, but your best friend's wedding?
It was a wedding which I think every guest would remember for life, because we didn't just do a wedding, we literally served an experience.
Right.
You come attend the wedding and have your time for 2-3 days. And not just Instagram, even when I personally met all the guests at the wedding, and they were all so pumped up that this is the wedding which this is the sort of wedding which we've not seen in our lives. This is more than a wedding, it's a vacation, it's an experience of a celebration. So oh my god, it's an amazing. We literally planned this wedding for a year. Nobody knew that they are engaged, nobody knew that they were dating. And we literally started our preps from January. So January to December.
Okay.
It was an amazing experience because the wedding was in Udaipur, right? We did multiple trips to Udaipur, and when you go on a road trip with your best friend, that was the feeling. You're going, you're working. I and Arohi were working. Tatsat was just having his time. He did not contribute anything in the wedding planning. Nothing at all, like zero.
I feel for you.
He used to keep, asking questions. अच्छा इसमें क्या है? अच्छा अरे जब vendor meeting थी तू कहाँ था? मतलब he will be there, physically he'll be there. Mentally he will be somewhere else. But then I and Arohi did all the preps. I've put a video of Tatsats on Instagram as well. Okay. That the contribution of a groom to the wedding planning. But yeah. So anyway, it was the time that we three of us will cherish for life. It was an amazing journey planning the wedding, and nobody, even groom and bride's parents, didn't know anything about the vendors, the catering, the menu, the functions. They didn't know. We literally kept as a surprise to everyone in the family. Yeah.
But as an experience, when you create a client's wedding,
right,
it's different from creating your friends' wedding.
Of course, because emotions are involved. You're working like, I'm a bridesmaid, but I'm a wedding planner as well. I know the personal taste of the bride and the groom because we are best friends, right? So those cute moments, those little surprise moments, you'll create for them that even उनको भी नहीं पता होगा क्योंकि ये आने वाला था, Nice. So I guess it's different from usually what I plan for other clients, but then it was a fun experience for sure.
Were you like one of those bridesmaid with, let's say, a thali in her hands but earphones on her ears?
Dude, you should watch the video. It's on YouTube, Instagram, everywhere, where Arohi has put the entry dance, bride entry dance. उसमें मेरा थोड़ा दिख जाएगा तो मैं ऐसा ही है.
You were with earphones.
So nice. You're doing bridesmaid duty, but you're doing your wedding planner duty too. So
when it's about weddings as well, we have seen India is a very big wedding market. How different it becomes, as a wedding planner when you do a celebrity wedding and then let's say a normal wedding, because a celebrity wedding has it's a little different in its own
Right, right,
matters.
right. In So major difference is that you'll have to take care of media as well, right?
Ah,
That's
yes.
a task, because what happens is when a celebrity wedding happens, media has its eyes on
Right.
all the functions, all the whereabouts, all the guests, and everything. And Arohi and Tatsat were they are people that, okay, I want to do a wedding wherein my close friends are invited.
Right.
Just my close friends are invited. Just my family members are invited. So that was one of the reasons that we did not do it in Ahmedabad, as in, because we really wanted to serve an experience to uh, guests and close
Right.
friends of ours. Okay, so that was the thing that we did. We thought of Dehradun first, actually,
Oh,
because
that's
Arohi is a
lovely.
big time nature lover.
Okay.
I have this property in mind which I showed to her, and I'm like, dude, let's do it here. And she really wanted to do over there, but then the aged people, it would have become difficult for them to travel
Logistical
that
issues, yeah.
long. So we, chose Udaipur for the same, and we chose a venue wherein the mountains are there. It's
Ah,
surrounded by
lovely.
trees and stuff like that. So yeah,
A similar experience you get of
exactly.
Dehradun and
True, true,
Udaipur.
true. So yeah.
That's lovely.
So media is one point. The other point is that they wanted to keep it as a secret until they post it on officials. So even my team
Nice.
members did not know uh, which couple we are.
Which client you're serving to.
Yeah. I mean, I had named something else for our team meetings. This bride and this groom, we will
Nice.
do this, we will do that. Until the day of the wedding, they did not know.
What was their reaction
Yeah.
when they saw कि
They
Arohi
were
की शादी है?
they were literally taken aback. I mean, they were so happy, and they were, they started calling their family members. Which which client's wedding I am at. You know that even media doesn't know. So yeah,
Nice.
it was a fun experience for sure.
Since you said that, your focus was creating an experience, tell me that one story or that one experience which you'll remember forever and you would not want to create for any of other clients. That remains as this one experience I create for my best friend and in a client.
I cannot think of anything as of now. I cannot think.
Every experience was
let's-
best. Every experience was best.
Yeah, I mean, it came from within, I guess. It came from within. Whatever I did for them, it was not just as wedding planner, because I was emotionally involved
Right.
with both of them and both of their family members as well. Like even auntie, auntie is a close friend of mine. We would go on random coffee dates and talk
That's so
for
lovely.
5-6 hours, and we would not talk about Arohi or Tatsat.
That's
We
so
would not
lovely.
talk about anything about their family. We would talk randomly on
Just your things.
how work is there, what sort of industry was there when she entered, and what sort of
Right.
industry, because she's been working in this industry since very long, when she was young.
Right.
So she has an number of years of experience. So we would talk randomly on random things. So that sort of bond I have with her. Even Tatsat's dad is very cool. He keeps calling me, and let's catch up for coffee or something like that.
That's so
So
lovely.
I have become that close to the families as well.
So it's more emotional connect for you to create
Very
that
true.
the best
Very true.
experience
True.
in that one wedding.
True.
But
Okay, I can think of one thing. So they both are very, very simple people. They wanted a simple wedding. There's
Right.
no bridegroom. Nowadays, couple entry is
It's
a
a thing.
thing,
Yeah, it's a
right?
thing. Yeah.
So they were like, नहीं हम तो चल के आ जाएंगे, हम बात करेंगे, हम ये करेंगे, हम वो करेंगे. They were like this. I'm like, कुछ तो करो यार, for media at least, let's do it this way, let's do that entry, let's use this sort of SFX, let's do that. ये करते हो गए, नहीं हमको नहीं करना. तो I told my team that जो भी जितनी भी entries होगी ना, इनको बताएंगे ही नहीं कि क्या entries होने वाली. We will design on our own,
Right.
and then we'll give them the shock.
Right.
Yeah. So we
Is
did
that on social media?
Yeah, no, not yet. But
Oh,
we're gonna
nice.
put a highlight of all the functions very soon. It's in the edit right now, and then you might see.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. But dwelling into the industry aspect, ki, you try to keep things very much to you. Ki artist को last moment बताएंगे. I want to know the most shocking things that you would have seen. You have also been in the industry for so long, like 6 years of the event management business, and then artist management and creating your own company, owner of 2 companies, in fact, now. The most shocking thing that you would have seen in the industry, which has taken you
So
aback.
I can recall of one experience where, so for an artist singer, basically, the most important requirement of a singer is sound.
Right, of course.
Right set of sound, right? The requirements should be met.
Right.
Sound requirements should be met. That's a requirement which I don't compromise on.
That's non-negotiable.
Like, no negotiable, right? So there was this one show. We were traveling back to back, and I would not name the artist right now. But then we were traveling back to back, and we landed that city in the morning. We had a sound check at 1 p.m. and the show was at around 6 p.m. right? Okay. We went there. I went to the venue directly from the airport, and I saw that the sound is not there only. You know what the sort of sound I asked for. Okay. And outside India, it's logistically it's very difficult to get what you want. In no time. Call करेंगे आ जाएगा ऐसा नहीं होता है. Like our country, right? Right. So I literally had to fight with all the vendors and the client and everybody. A client is like, मेरे को तो technical knowledge है ही नहीं, मुझे कैसे पता चलेगा कि vendor क्या लेके आया, right? And then I literally fought with the vendors and arranged everything on time. So that was one experience which I'll remember for life. Yeah.
And now I guess you have been better prepared.
Yeah. Of course.
Experiences teaches us to be prepared for the worst.
Very true.
Now, when we also talk about the bad experiences.
One other experience I want to share. Sorry.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. So, there was this tour. We did a show in Auckland, New Zealand. Okay. And the flight was connecting. So, it was from like Ahmedabad to Delhi to Sydney to Auckland. So, at that point because I was going to New Zealand for the very first time, I did not know the rules and anything. And the agent said that, okay, you would require a New Zealand visa. Australia visa is not required. Though I had it. I had Australian visa. But few of my team members didn't get Australian visa in time. So we just had New Zealand visa. And at Delhi airport, we literally, the staff member said, sorry, I cannot allow you in the flight because you don't have an Australian visa and you're going through Sydney. Right. So you need to have a transit visa.
A transit visa.
I'm like, okay, this is the job of an agent, right? He should have informed me.
Right.
And at 5 a.m. in the morning, I called him. I'm like, you'll have to arrange, whatever you want to do, just do it. My flight will take 1 hour to take off. I don't know how you get the transit visa, or I don't know how you get a proper visa, but you'll have to have me the and because दूसरे दिन हमारा show था, so we cannot just extend the trip in Delhi as well.
Right.
So I didn't know. I mean, I prayed and I kept calling the agent, and then finally I got a visa.
It happened.
It happened.
I can imagine myself being in a situation.
अगर नहीं होता तो I don't know what would have happened. We might have skip the show, I guess. Yeah.
And I guess having a proper team, क्योंकि आप mentally prepared उस situation के अंदर
होते हो. Right. और दूसरा भी हम ले सकते थे टिकट दूसरे पर उसमें भी transit visa would be required, right? So that was one thing which I'll remember for life. Yeah.
Standing at the airport and calling for a visa right away.
True. Very true.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So when these situations happens, I also want to understand. I mean, this will dwell little into the personal life. Maybe. Any experience where you had to deal with an artist's personal life, or let's say a messy personal life, to get them a show, or get them the gig. Such situations, any might have happened.
Meaning, I did not understand the question.
आई मीन लेट्स से कि किसी आर्टिस्ट की पर्सनल लाइफ उसे इतना अफेक्ट कर रही है कि उनके करियर पे इम्पैक्ट आ गया उस चीज़ की वजह से.
Yeah, artist is also a human being at the end of the day, right? They have the same set of emotions and feelings, but then it's a show industry, so you'll have to just go there and
Right.
work and entertain people as much as you can.
Right.
So yeah, things are there which happen in personal lives of the artists, but then touch wood, I have worked with those sort of artists which have kept personal life aside when they are on the stage or when they are in front of the camera, right? It's their job at the end of the day, and they've done it really well. I mean,
Right.
so yeah, things are there, experiences are there, but then they really fight with their emotions, keep them aside for those 3, 4, 5, 6 hours and do their job in the best possible way.
Does it affects you as well personally?
Yeah,
when all
because
these
back
things
of the
happens?
mind you also feel that okay, इसके जॉब पे या मुंह पे या कुछ कहीं दिख ना जाए कि पर्सनल लाइफ में क्या हो रहा है, which will affect her or his performance at the end of the day. So of course you have that fear in you, but then
Right.
you trust your artist. So
And I guess that helps, right?
yeah,
Trusting
and
your
we,
artist key.
we talk behind the stage before going on the stage,
Right.
and we motivate each other in the best possible way. So yeah.
Tell me the best tour you would have ever had. A part of all these, bad experiences, messy experiences, visa experiences, that best show that, कि ये वापस हो जाए बस.
There are multiple shows where you fought a lot with the clients or the vendors in order to get best for your artists, right? And at the end of the day, what happens is the client would always think of a cost cutting,
Of course.
right? What you think of, you'll have to think of two things. You'll have to save the cost as well. At the same time, you cannot negotiate for your artist in terms of the requirements.
Right.
I'm talking about technical requirements,
Okay.
production, right? So I don't negotiate with those sort of things. But then, if you're meeting new clients, working for the very first time, it becomes difficult for you to control everything.
Right.
So yeah, I have had such sort of experiences. But then, touch wood, I have been so lucky that my artist's work has never compromised in that case.
That's so great.
So maybe because I've worked so hard, or maybe I have been blessed. I don't know which factor I should appreciate.
Right.
But then yeah.
And what's the best tour still? I'll still go back to that one question that that one city ये वापस चाहिए. In terms of the crowd, the production, कि यार, like such lovely production you had, such lovely sound, everything was picture perfect. ऐसा कुछ कभी हुआ?
So one of the shows I did in London, I guess, that was a show. Back end में बहुत issues हुए थे जो people wouldn't know, right?
Yes.
It'll not.
No one gets to know, I
they'll
guess.
never know.
Yeah.
Even sometimes artists wouldn't know
Right.
what's happening behind
Right.
the curtain. But then that experience, because you are watching your audience, right?
Right.
That how excited they are for the artists to come on stage.
Right.
And the moment he comes on, Aaditya was the artist. He was scheduled to perform.
Okay.
So he came on stage and everybody's eyes were on him,
That's
Everybody shouted in the best possible way. And that moment I felt that all this, all this struggle, all these hurdles have really paid off.
Right.
Because that noise also, you feel so happy as a manager.
Right.
That okay, you have reached somewhere, because of the collective efforts of the team and the vendors and the musicians and the artists and the technical team. Everybody have paid off for this one shout. So yeah, that was one experience which I
Is that
will
a
cherish.
goosebumps experience?
Of course, every time,
crowd shouts.
every time. And actually, I live for that
Those
moment.
goosebumps.
Yeah, those goosebumps I live for. Today was also I got into music management because I am a big lover of music. Even as a kid, I used to listen to ghazals or qawwalis, I'm that sort of a music lover, and that was one of the reasons that I got into music management.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
When you said ghazals, brings me to completely different topic of ghazal का माहौल बनता है and थोड़ा सा you get romantic yellow which nowadays Coldplay have taught us.
According to you.
Yes, according to me,
Yeah.
according to Coldplay, I would say yellow is the color of love. So, tell me a little about your definition of love. The Bollywood thingy, or how you perceive these four alphabets for yourself. Dwelling a little into personal life, I guess. Not talking about your personal life, but how you perceive it, how you perceive love, be it your parents, be it your work, be it your artist. What does love means to you?
I think love is a wild. It's a world of emotions. That's what I feel. I feel that without love, any sort of love, chahe it's a romantic love or love to your parents or siblings or friends, anything. I cannot live without love. I am a very strong believer of love. If I don't vibe with a person or a colleague or an artist or a client, I would not work with him or her. I'm that sort of a person.
Right.
It matters a lot to me. Feelings, emotions, this sort of things matter a lot to me. So yeah, and if I talk about romantic love, then Shah Rukh is always there.
Of course.
Shah Rukh has ruined everything, trust me.
Ruined everything.
Ruined everything.
I like that.
The definition of love he has ruined for us, for millennials, I guess.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. I like say कि हमारे लिए खराब किए काम.
This
the
is
place
the-
where we come from.
You have this unimaginary graph of love,
True.
because of Shah Rukh.
True.
I don't think there's anyone I have met in my life
To match that level.
to match that level.
Nice.
कि भाई expectation ही high है, तू आ ऊपर आ.
We'll go back to Shah Rukh in that case. Interesting.
So Shah Rukh, if you're watching this podcast, I love you the most, trust me.
We'll make sure that it reaches to him.
I hope
We will make sure it reaches to him. But yeah, like going to a different direction, let's say, coming back to your personal life. We were talking about zodiac signs.
Why are you going back to my personal life?
No, not your personal
I'm
life.
trying
but
to avoid.
trying to understand you as a person better. That, when we were speaking behind the cameras, we were talking about zodiac signs or how sun signs and moon signs matters to you. Tell me a little about that, how that has helped you shape your career, mixing both the things, that,
Right.
shaping your career and finding the right people for you as well.
Right. So, I think every woman has this inner power inside her that whenever she meets someone, client, friend, whoever he is, right, she'll get to know मेरा इसके साथ जमेगा कि नहीं.
Right. Instincts इतने strong है.
वो स्त्री को वो भगवान ने पावर दिया है, ठीक है. तो I belong to that community where whenever I meet someone in the first meeting, I would definitely be able to say that okay, इसकी vibe मेरे साथ match होगी कि नहीं होगी. So what happens is whenever I meet someone new in terms of a client or an artist or a friend, whomsoever, I would definitely know by the end of the meeting that okay, I'm gonna meet this person
Right.
for the second time or not. So that's the vibe I follow. I believe in the vibes more than I believe in numbers. Trust me. Yeah.
And it's very easy to, I guess, understand the vibes.
Yeah.
Like you say.
Very, very. Because you are in the industry wherein you get to meet lots and lots of people every single day, right? New people. So you get to know what intentions are there, or why that person is talking to you, what is going on in his or her mind, what's the personal agenda.
Right.
So you figure out, it's a practice though. It takes lots of years
course.
to figure out.
Of course.
But then, yeah.
I'm hoping that we'll get to meet the second time after this conversation.
Of course, yeah. I'm enjoying the conversation.
I really hope कि मुझे
I still want to understand why you feel purple right now.
maybe another conversation we'll have about that.
Yeah.
But tell me, since you have been following your instincts for so long, these instincts have helped you coming from a job to a business to creating your own brand. How does it feels, when Hiral Thakkar is a brand now? People know this name as a brand more than a company CEO or
Right.
an employee. You have made something for yourself. So any one thing which you'll say that personal branding has helped you, or how you have been dwelling with the personal branding, and how
Yeah.
do you still believe in that phase?
So I don't know what personal branding is, to be very honest, because I am an open book. I love to meet people. I love to make new friends. I love to
Right.
make new relations. So I'm a people's person. Whenever I feel, I casually talk.
Right.
There's no intention behind, okay, I'll get to work with this personality or not. There's no intention as such, because I like to exchange culture. I like to exchange thoughts, and that's the personality who I am.
Right.
So what happens is, from my experience, what happens is, if you're open to new thoughts,
Right.
people tend to like you because you're open.
Hmm.
You are an adapter at the end of the day, so people like you anyway. So मुझे ना एक इंसान ने ये बोला था कि people can hate you, people can love you, but people will not be able to stay away from you. That's the sort of
So
personality
lovely.
you are. And I did not understand. Years back, I got this thought. So I'm like, I did not understand this thing, this statement. And now I feel like, yeah, that's true, because I'm that sort of person. I'm an easygoing personality. Even if 4 year old, I have a niece of four, like I have a 4 year niece. She enjoys with me like anything more than her school friends. Even if 60-year-old would come with me and we will talk about n number of hours, right? So that's a I think I gel up with every sort of age, every sort of personality. That's the personality I am, I guess. And maybe that has shaped in the branding, personal branding.
Right.
Then I don't know, maybe.
I guess everyone in this room right now, would have believed that you're a person very difficult to stay away from.
True.
Maybe
Thanks.
for another week we might not talk because of our work reasons or whatever time scale, but
Right.
we'll still have in the back of the mind कि हाँ हीरल से
Yeah,
बात हुई थी.
and that statement has lived within me.
Right.
Like, yeah, that's true.
That's so lovely. I mean, thanks to the person who have given this advice
Yeah.
to you.
Thank
I'll-
you, doggy.
Nice shout out. I like that. Maybe I'll try to end this conversation by I'll not say very basic, but someone who wants to enter, let's say not enter into the industry as in talent manager or let's say artist manager, but an advice you would want to give to the people who are dwelling into this industry, maybe something you would want to pass on the legacy, or let's say.
So basically, what I would advise to the newbies is that explore. That's the only thing you can do, right? Explore the sort of art management you want to get into, whether you want to go into music management or acting management or maybe painting management, maybe something else, right? Just explore as much as you can. That's the best thing you can do. And then try to know your personal interests. Okay, I like this particular art, let's get into this particular management. So there I have artist manager as my friends who are literally managing content creators, only content creators,
Okay.
or who are literally managing only musicians, right? So I have such sort of friends. So this matters a lot, what sort of art you are following.
Right.
I started with music management and then followed by acting management, because I got in touch with actors, and then the journey kept on going. But then music was the drive to get into the music industry. So yeah, understanding the vision of your artist, your client, is very important. And the association of this particular artist to this particular client. So, because there will be different sets of requirements of the artist, there will be different sets of fulfillment of the clients. How can you be at a center point and keep both the parties happy?
A juncture of both.
Exactly. So that's very important. So it's a skill, as well as you by experience it will come through.
Right.
So yeah, that's one thing I would like to suggest.
So that was Hiral Thakkar, my friends.
Thank you.
Like she said, keep exploring, keep finding your passion, and be the people's person. I guess that's one
Yeah.
of the skill which an artist manager should have. And thank you so much for Hiral for
Thank
being
you
here
so
with us
much.
and having
Thank you
such a
so
lovely
much for
conversation.
having me. Thank
Such a
you.
lovely conversation, and keep exploring, keep following your passions, and we'll see you next time.